Everyone, like a real YouTuber now. I'm late for my own live stream. I decided to run around at the last second. And also decided to paint these bases so they're still a little wet. So we're going to wait a few minutes before we get into that. We're going to be doing some banshees tonight. Because, oh, I forgot his name, but the guy who won the October work of production contest decided that he wanted some banshees. So that's what we are going to do tonight. They just showed up from, hey, Terrainaholic, how you doing tonight? But yeah, these just showed up. I put them together, slapped a coat of white primer on them, and we are going to do some spooky stuff. Or at least try to. But like I said, I am completely out of sorts. I don't even have any paint out yet. I don't have my paper towels ready. Oh, while we're waiting a few minutes for that to dry, I can show you something coming up. I got contacted by, I want to say it's Corvus Studio. Hey, Rigor Motors, how you doing? And he asked me if I had an FDM printer. I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm not very good at it, but I do. So he decided to send me some files for a Kickstarter he's doing coming up in December. Oop, that's the bad one. See, this is me learning how my FDM printer works. See all this nastiness in here? Yeah, I fixed that. Hold on. There we go. This is what it looks like with proper settings. So it is a dwarf themed, like cube style terrain. And we got buildings here, and there's going to be roofs, and there's walkways and walls and stuff. So I'm putting all that together. Well, it's all printing, not right now because that thing's loud as hell. It's sitting right next to to my camera. But I am printing all those out, and we're going to do a little review video when we get closer to the Kickstarter. I think you said it's December 2nd or December 3rd. So we're going to have some terrain. Some real proper terrain. Even though I like my handcrafted stuff, we could do something. So, God, some of these are still totally soaked. I decided to paint the bases right before the stream started. So let's start. We'll figure it out. They're just bases. So these are the Heroes Infinite. I forgot what the other name is for them, but it is the unit of banshees that I have in my Ghost Army. He said he really liked them and he wanted to try some out, so that's what we're going to do. I found, like I said, an Etsy seller, so I am not breaking any terms of service. Bah. So I bought those legit and shipping them to Denmark once they're done. So what we're going to do for the ghost stuff, it's going to be the blue ghosty things. So we're going to use a little bit of blue-green, maybe a little bit of emerald. We're going to see how this comes out. We are going to take this, angle the camera a little bit more, and what we're going to do is a little blue, and then we are going to hit it with the flow improver, or in this case acrylic medium flow A additive, flow aid additive, and just boop 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 boop. And then to thin it out a little more, a little water. Is this gonna work? I have no idea. Let's see. Get a nice little slurry going here. And then we're gonna hop right in. Oh, that's awful blue. Okay. Okay, let's. Hey, good job. Lots more flow aid in there. Um, I'm not on low res, but I am recording wirelessly in my basement, so it could have moments of lucidity. Okay, here we go. And we got the furnace in the background. Sorry, it's cold. It's cold, but we got no snow yet. It's like, just waiting on it. It's killing me. Give me some snow. At work, I got plows and salts and trucks and things just ready to go, but no snow. So that's a little better. That's kind of what I was planning on going for. I'm going to get it as far as I can with this tonight, and then I am going to use some white oil paint to do the like interior glowy effects if I have it. I don't know if I do. What is this? This is. Oh, I do. I do have some white oil paint. Good. I don't have to go buy more. All right. There's one. So what are you guys all up to tonight? No, these are Heroes Infinite, and I know they go by a different name. I can't remember what it is, but I always go Heroes Infinite, and these are a set that's like Heroes in the Cursed City. You should. Everybody should paint. It's hobby time. Turn on some music and just zen out. So I'm not 100% sure how this is going to turn out because doing ghosts without an airbrush is always kind of iffy. But I haven't used my airbrush in so long, I don't even know where my airbrush paint is to do anything with it. So, we are experimenting. There we go. Yeah, they're coming out pretty ghosty looking. I like it. So, has anyone out there tried the Star Quest game that came out recently by One Page Rules? I just have not had the time to really jump into it. But it's on my radar. Just had a really hectic week so far, and that's why the campaign video was a little bit late going up, but it was the last video of the campaign, so officially it is over. And the orcs ended up getting a minor campaign victory. Yeah, I touched the black. And I was kind of happy with the way it ended. With Jawhacker finally his plot armor failed. You know, you can only die so many times on the table before I'm like, okay, I'm done writing you into the plot. It's going to stick this time. Do, 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 do. I left a little support nubbin there, right there. Go there. Okay, these are coming out pretty good. I like. Okay, like for a shot in the dark for ghost colors, this is coming out pretty good. Or maybe I'm lying to myself. We'll see. So let's. I don't know. I feel like I'm being awful quiet. Let's see here. You guys got any questions for me? Anything you want to know within reason? There's another support. There we go. Oh, dude. Okay, guys. I screwed up. I didn't have my thing here. Okay. Oh, hey, Param. How you doing? Yep, we are doing a little scribbling on some models tonight. How do you remove supports? Well, um, you just pull them off, really. At least the stuff I use. Um, I use Sunlu ABS resin, and yeah, it just generally just pulls right off. And I got nothing in the bin right now to show you, but I just did right before the stream started. I am constantly working. This is the next army, which is Dark Elves. And I just did 40 of them right before starting. I usually go for 2 millimeters thick whenever I hollow a vehicle or something. I mean, I could probably get away with 1.5, but I just started doing it with two, and it seems to work out pretty good. I can't believe I didn't have chat on for a while. So if you guys said something and asked a question and I missed it, I'm sorry. I never said I was a professional. Okay, let's clean this out a little bit. Now I got blue everywhere. Oh, blue everywhere. Okay, let's change this out. Okay, let me just make sure all messages are visible. There we go. Yeah, the orcs do need to work harder. Okay, there we go. So yeah, let's see. For the resin stuff, for like my slicer, I use Chi2 box. Mostly I use Chi2 box. There's an any cubic slicer that I use, mostly for like putting parts together, and then whenever I save them in any cubic, and then I bring it over to Chi2 box, then they are just one solid part. So that's just a little 3D kit bashing thing I do with them. So next, all their hair is going to be black. So I think we should do that next. Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to do a lot of purples for their clothing too. So let's do this. I have a confession to make. I ran out of my black speed paint. And where I moved to a new job, I had to go to a new game store because my old game store was right next to where I worked, and now I'm working 40 miles the other direction. So I went into a new game store up in Flint, and they didn't have any army painter paints. Well, they had like the full sets, but they didn't have like the individual paints, and I just needed black. So I ended up buying some Black Legion contrast. This was $8. Oh, it hurt. It just hurt. But, support local game stores, so I bought it anyways, even though I was like, I can get stuff off of Amazon and be home, have it at the house. But it is what it is. All right. Oh yeah, I use a lot of apple barrel stuff too. But for like the blacks, in order to save myself like 4 or 5 steps, contrast or speed paint is the way I like to do it. What makes a good game store? That's a good question. let's see. I a good game store is one that has like a lot of. Okay, so I'm going to come at this kind of in a hobbying way because that's mostly what I use game stores for is for hobby gear and paints and stuff like that. So a good game store, in my opinion, would have like three or four different brands of paint on the wall, and then you'd have like some sets. You know how they sell some sets where it's like this is how you paint. I don't know. You'll have like a skin set, and you'll have like four, five, six different colors in that. Or I think they have like I've seen mecha sets. So a good variety of paint. And then depending on the size of the store, yeah, some AK stuff is good. And then having the like some grass tufts and things like that because normally if they don't sell it in the game store, normally the local guys just don't use it and it kind of like levels up everybody's hobbying just by what they have on the shelf. Make sure focus. Dang it. Right there. Focus there. Focus. There we go. It's probably going to go right away. And then depending on the size of the place, like three, four gaming tables, 6x4s, card tables, because of course card players are going to be there. Just because I think, at least here in America, most of the game stores are being kept afloat by like Magic the Gathering and Yu Gi Oh cards. Snack bar or something that where you can get some chips. Or I've seen some game stores doing like full blown like restaurants hooked to them, and those seem to do really good. There, yes, having staff that know what they're talking about, that are friendly too. There's nothing worse than going into a game store and just like getting a side eye from everyone who works there. So I've told the story before, but my first game store, all the way down in South Florida, it was it was something different. First time I went, I saw somebody pull a gun because he thought the other guy was cheating. And I am that much of a crazy person. I was like, I have found my people. Go in there, get that too. All right, and then these are vines and stuff going through her hair. And we'll go through with some white, touch that back up. Okay, the bases are dry enough now. I can put them on these. There we go. That is definitely a good game store owner. When grandma shows up and go, it's the devil. And he goes, no, it's not. Good Lord. Steak. Yeah, we used to be. We definitely used to be wild. And the hilarious thing is, we looked it up. Me and a couple of guys that used to play there got back in touch with each other because we've all moved on to different parts of the country. And we looked up the old game store, and it's now a church. It is now a strip mall church, and that is just the most hilarious thing to me. Yeah, that seems to be that way as well too. And I don't know about you guys, but with me, they're always next to a Wendy's. Always. Half your army gets blown off the table. You gotta go get your like a depression baconator. Try to keep some kind of order in these. I put my finger right on it. There we go. And I did it again. Oh my God. There we go. No, I have not done any biker on biker games. Um, Definitely something I could look into. Should be interesting. I've done a whole lot of like fantasy cavalry. I've done a whole lot of cavalry, but bikes. I mean, there's no particular reason why I haven't. I just have not. Yes, speed is a great act. Yes, speed is good. So I'm doing second go rounds on all the armies. What army do you think would have? What army do you think would be suited to be a all biker army? Okay, you got the flood. The flood there. Yes. Um. Oh, I did do an all biker army. Now that I think about it, the jesters. I did all of them on bikes. But an all craftable army, all on bikes. That's a good idea. And then for the sisters, I have a Fanatic bike unit in the video that is going to be coming out this weekend. That's actually up there compiling right now. I just have to add some music to it, and then it will be up probably, I don't know. By the time it uploads, it'll probably be like either 4 a.m. or sometime tomorrow for the members. And then everyone else gets to see it on Saturday. And then the next Grimdark Future campaign I'm going to do is going to be Craft World Elves versus the Robot Legion. So we could get some bike fights going on there. Should be interesting. But that's not going to start until the new year. I'm going to let everyone get through all the holidays without having to worry about sending in games and stuff, and just I don't want to worry about editing a campaign game until next year anyways. Good lord, what's today, like the 15th of November? It feels like this year has flown by. And there goes the furnace again. Speaking of November, it's cold. Yes. Absolutely. You guys are releasing the Duchy's book. I'm actually really looking forward to that. Because for Age of Fantasy, I think you guys knocked it out of the park with that army. I love the Duchies. Just the whole feel of them in general is great. Awesome. I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna have like a narrative thing coming out that is gonna have a Duchy's character or two in it. So that'll be around Thanksgiving. I think, man, I should really start recording that. Okay, so that is done. The next big brick we are going to do of color is the purple. And again, going back to contrast, we're going to use Magos purple because it's kind of a lighter. Wait. Or I could use this. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh. And then I got to do some undead skin. Yes, it is going to include Sir Simp the Maidenless. I love how that character's kind of grown out of bad dice rolls. Alright, let's see how this looks. Okay, that's dark enough. That'll work. Why am I using such a big brush? Those will be a different color. Okay. There it is. See, we do all the big stuff first, and then we can come in here and have fun on the detail stuff. It just goes so much faster. Yeah, you could always share them on the Discord, though. I always love seeing what everyone's working on. Ooh, ooh. Why does that look lopsided? That's why. Fine, then keep your secrets. Exactly. And I'm a big proponent of it doesn't have to be perfectly painted. Just as long as you're happy with it, that's all that matters. Because I remember that was a big thing when I first started painting stuff. God, 2 decades ago. Is that I would get real frustrated because it did not look like it did on the box. I feel like I was ruining stuff. That's something that it'll come in time. It will come in time. You will figure stuff out. Look at that big old bald patch I left on her head. Ah, see? I screw up all the time. That's fine. And whenever you're at a table, no one is going to look across the table and be like, oh, you only painted 3 of the rivets instead of 4. No one's going to do that. And if they do, you just don't play with that person. we got purple. Oh, it's time to start thinking about skin. Um, I mean, they are banshees. Yes, painted armies fight better. Even if you're playing against yourself, they fight better. So, what am I going to do for this skin? I kind of want to do it gray. Like a really light gray. What do I got for gray? I think I got black and water the crap out of it. I got white. Well, this will kind of come out a little bit gray. I know, kind of seems counterintuitive, but you'll see. And yes, painted models tend to well, it's new models. If you get a new model, she gonna die. That's just rules of the table. All right, we'll see how that turns out. Okay, and printer's done. I like that. It's just gray enough. Where'd it go? There it is. Cool. It's always good when you can get the kids involved. Got my little butthead. He's definitely taken his Lord of the Dead title seriously. Whenever I'm out in the garage playing anything that dies, he comes over. He's a little klepto. He takes it, puts it over on his table. He's like, they're dead. They're mine now. I'm like, okay, fine. Then he goes and plays his own game over there. I have no clue what the rules are, but he definitely figures out who wins the Battle of the Dead. And then he'll come over and be like, okay, Daddy, you can put all the models away now. I'm like, oh, thanks. Exactly. He's over there having fun. Who am I to stop him? Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what my son's playing when he grows up. Okay, so these kind of look like a kaleidoscope of colors right now. I'm going to use a darker purple on her little winglets here. And for that, yep, got to go back to the contrast paint. Where is it? We are going to use Shaiish purple. God, my camera does not want to focus tonight. So they can copyright it. That's the entirety of the answer, so they can copyright it. All right. So that puts us over an hour, and I'm going to have to get up for work early tomorrow. But I'm going to show a few things off before we go. What do we got over here? So, doing some more work on the drowned. Ooh, I got a whole squad there. Finished those, plus everything else I've done with them. Here, I'm going to wait to do all the bases because they're going to get resin, they're going to get all kinds of fun stuff. Don't fall. And then I have another squad back here. I'm in the middle of painting. These guys have all the cool diver helmets. What else? I showed it off at the beginning, but if you didn't see it, 2 fantasy armies from now are going to be the Dark Elves. The Nautical Dreadnought. They are. God, I forgot the guy. I think it's Mizu something like. Just go onto my mini factory and look for Depth Guard instead of Death Guard. Depth Guard. DEPTH. And for next week, it is going to be the Eternal Legion. So these are the Stormcast type stand-ins, and I went with the blue Spartan look. So that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. Like I said, sisters, blessed sisters this weekend. So swing on by and take a look at that. But that'll do it for me now. Happy painting. I'll catch you later. Bye bye.